On this episode of Guesty Adventures, we'll depart Perth via the Great Northern Highway, through Mount Magnet, Mount Robinson, the Port Hedland Golf Club, and finally end in Broome. Morning team, Aaron here from Guesty Adventures. So it's a bit skewed today, so it's morning 2. So we arrived relatively late last night, and by the time we set up it was already dark, so there's no point in filming inside our van. So we're at Mount Magnet Caravan Park, 680k on the road yesterday, and pretty much straight up Great Northern Highway through New Norcia and all those sort of places. Stayed here for the night, and then basically we'll punch up to Newman today. Bit road trainish here, but we're on the highway, so whatever. $24 a night here, and we've got a little unpowered site just behind us now, and we'll pretty much boost out of here as soon as we can. Yesterday the car went pretty well, so average towing consumption at the moment, I think I'm probably in the 12s, which is nice. So yeah, going good. Bloody freezing here, so 4 degrees. Let's get to the tropics sooner rather than later. But yeah, last night was relatively easy. We just popped the van up. We've got sort of 2 configurations we set up. This is the easy, simple way. I'll show you it. And then we've got the awning way, which takes like another 45 minutes. So as you can see, van's literally just popped up, and then we go from there. But last night we just cooked some, bought some butcher sausages from the local butcher back home, and then had some Caesar salad, and this morning we just had some pea and ham soup because it is like it's cold. We actually haven't had issues with condensation inside the caravan before, and we've had it today, but like just look at the car, even like you can just see all the fog on the window and stuff like that, so I'm not too worried. Especially, so Newman tonight is probably going to be pretty much the same, but it's just going to be sleeping hoodies and stuff like that. And then Port Hedland's about 10 or 15 degrees warmer at night. It's like the last thing we bought is legitimately a portable evaporative cooler. We don't bloody need it right now. Otherwise, yeah, the roads were relatively good. Like it tows like a dream, the Fortuna. You can barely tell that the van's on there. So much pickup when you need to overtake road trains as well. So already we're like rapidly falling in love with the caravan and the car combo, as opposed to the Jeep, which was a little bit of a pain in the butt. Towing, it really didn't like to tow that well, even though it could. And in auto, it's a dream. I never thought I'd say that, but it is what it is. Autos are the way. Alright guys, we'll keep you posted. Like I said, we're not really doing the touristy stuff for the first couple of days, so we're punching through to Port Hedland as soon as we can, and then we'll go slowly from there. We're just at the end of day 2 now, so we're at I think it's called Mount Robinson day area or day use area. You're allowed 48-hour camping here for free. It's a nice little gorge in the background over here, and yeah, so we're past Newman by about 80k on our way towards Port Hedland. The good thing about this is because obviously we don't have the toilet in the little van. We've got a couple of long drop toilets in the back over here, and another one there, and then check out the view over here. So there's a few other people around, but there's a little gorge in the background there. Other than that, today was pretty easy on the road. Finally got fuel in the $1.40s again, which was nice. So cheapest fuel so far since leaving Perth is in Newman. And yeah, otherwise the interesting things that we found out today, exciting things. Tailgate can open whilst it's hitched up with the van, which is really handy to know. So it means tonight we don't actually have to take the hitch off or anything like that. The other thing we found out is the fridge that we have is a 3-way. So when it's driving, it's on 12 volt from the car, and in that mode it's too cold. So we've had a couple of explosions that Rhonda's cleaning up now, but this is our next little grenade that we're looking at. So he'll be the next one that we consume in about half hour, because I don't really want that exploding in my face. But yeah, we're officially in the tropics, so that's a good start, and we'll go from there. But yeah, for a free camp, this is pretty good. There's probably, I don't know, 15 others here, or 15 groups, but pretty quiet so far, and we're expecting it to be really cold again tonight, so 4 to 7 degrees overnight, which is a bit chilly. BYO vacuum, so clean up glass. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much today done. Tomorrow we'll push up to Headland. We'll just do some research tonight to see if we'll go to Whitnoon or something like that, because we punched through Newman a little bit further than we're expecting. We're only expecting to stay there tonight, so we're about 80 to 100k further, which is saved us that hour. So see how far Whitnoon is off the road, because it's only like 380k for us to go now, which is easy in the morning. So done deal. But yeah, really like it here so far. Really nice. So we decided to quickly climb up Mount Robinson, so we're about halfway up now. Campsite's hidden down there, and yeah, view's amazing. So definitely enjoying the Pilbara so far. Fun times. Still have a few odd road train at the moment, but looking forward to tomorrow morning when the sun comes up. It's gonna be really nice up here. So we skipped on Whitnoon after having a little bit of a look into it yesterday. So we came to Carragini instead. So we're just having a quick little in and out. So we're at, I think it's Circular Pool and Dale's Gorge. So we're just going to do the walk here. And basically we're only got like an hour or so here. So we just want to have a little snippet, and we'll save a big trip for it later. But it's gorgeous in here at the moment. At the Gorge. But yeah, our plan of attack today is to keep doing this, and then we'll head up to Port Hedland ways before we head to Broome tomorrow. But yeah, so far so good. But yeah, the view is amazing. Like, that is really, really stunning. Morning, so we're at the Port Headland golf course this morning. So like we said, we were pushing through to the Port Headland coastline as soon as we could. We met up with some mates last night, and yeah, the golf course is where you can stay. So $15 a night, showers, toilets, all that sort of fun stuff. We don't need electricity because we're off the grid, but getting that hot shower is amazing after a night without it. But yeah, today's aim is to punch through to Broome and go from there. So we're not really planning on seeing anything on the way up there, but we will push as far as we can today to get to Broome, and we'll be there for the next few nights, and that's when the actual sort of touristy stuff starts for us. And then we take it nice and slowly and go from there. See you on the road. So the drive between Port Headland and Broome is long. There's not really much happening at all. So we've basically found two of the most expensive fuel stations on the trip. And just for context, so we've been paying about $1.50 for diesel at the moment, and it was $1.69 and $1.75, I think. So we only got like 20 odd litres from both of those, just to extend our range out a little bit, because we're probably going to fall short by about 50k. And at the moment with the Fortuna, we're still learning how the fuel system works. So we had the empty light come on the other day, and I was like, oh, I'll just fill it up and see how much we've used. And it actually comes on at a quarter of a tank. So even though the gauge itself is, 7/8 empty, we've got a quarter of fuel left. So I've had a look into it. Most of the Fortunas look about the same, but obviously today's aim is to head into Broome. We've got an ensuite site pre-booked, which we booked about a month ago now. So we'll see how that goes, because we never had an ensuite site, have we? So see what that's all about. And obviously that helps out a little bit because we don't have the shower or the toilet, as I've already said. And then we've got a few days there, but literally we've lost most of the road trains now, and we've just got a whole lot of this. And the view hasn't changed that much. So we've seen a couple of the campsites that might be handy to come to on the way back. So there's one at 80 Mile that looks really cool, and was it Enna Station?
Yeah.
Or Enna Creek Station, something like that. Looked pretty good to be potential sites for when we loop back after our little go in the Kununurra section. Depending on how many Ks we can get down in a couple of days, because we don't just want to be driving all day, which we pretty much have been for the last 2 or 3 days. So, but yeah, the fun basically starts now once all this ends. Morning, everyone. So we are in Broome. We're at Broome Vacation Village, which is one of our more expensive caravan sites that we've got for the trip. So I think it was $57 a day. We're in a ensuite site, so we've got our slab here set up, and we're in a full setup mode. So this is what we look like. So awning out, everything ready to go, washing everywhere. So for those that don't know, inside is Swift, nice little setup, and then we just use the front as a little bed assembly area, and then we've got our washing and the ensuite side itself. If you come over here, we're actually using it for storage basically, so toilet, everything like that, and then all the fishing rods and fun stuff, so it gets out of the van, because obviously we're only little, so we don't want to use too much of it. But today we'll be hitting the road to James Price Point, and then we'll go from there and see what else we can find for our adventure. But we're here for 3 nights, so we've just made the drive down to James Price Point. We're basically, probably the first time I've stupidly not had fuel in the car, so at the moment we're almost on empty with no extra fuel, because I thought I refueled last night. That's okay, we don't have the warning light yet, so I'm assuming we'll have probably about 150k, so we can hang around here for a little bit. It's blowing a gale, don't really know exactly where the fantastic parts are, but it looks pretty good so far. We'll just flip you around in a second. Got those wonderful redhead cliffs, blowing a gale. It's gorgeous. Really nice down here. Well, we found another couple of spots, so we're a little bit further up than the main entrance to James Price Point. It's amazing. It's really windy here today, and it has been the last sort of like morning, so even yesterday with the car, we were getting real average fuel consumption with the headwind in the morning. And everyone travels in the morning, not the afternoon, because that's for our beers. But yeah, really nice here. So as I was alluding to the other day, about 300 kilometres into the drive, a nice red Subaru WRX, you know who you are, decided to overtake us and threw up all the rocks. So I've got a couple of chips down the side of the car on the Duco, as well as one wide chip in the windscreen. I'll likely get the windscreen fixed when we get back. Just the preventative aim of it is to stop the spread. So at the moment it's just a little hairline at the moment. So if you've not used one of these before, up here they're a bit more expensive than down south, but it will likely save me either a fine if the window shutters and I can't get it changed out up here, or get us to home to be able to sort of go from there. It doesn't make it go away. What it does usually do is just puts the like a resin inside it, seals it, and sometimes the size of it can be reduced by, you know, like we'll say 50%, but you know, don't quote me on anything. It's all written on here, and then yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully this is a good one and it might disappear almost. and it lasts up to 5 years. So first thing is you grab your mount, it's got a little hole there, you line it up. With your crack. There you go, mate.
I got the right idea, right? Oh man.
It'll be there shortly.
Yeah.
Screw in the applicator to the window. And this is when you can jump in and quickly have a squiz to see if the hole itself opens over it. So we're pretty good now. Our crack is a bullseye with about 1 centimetre at the side, so this is aimed at the bullseye only at the moment. 3 to 6 drops of the resin. Let's get it in there a bit more. There's our 6. You then get a plunger to screw in. Push it in. And this is when you sort of just jump in and out of the car to just make sure you don't sort of like push the plunger through it, because that's where more damage comes from if you put too much strain on it once it takes in the thread. Pull the guy out sooner or later. Because I've tripped on it like 3 times. Keep screwing it in. Cool. So we look like we've got the right amount of resin in it this time. Whereas too much just explodes everywhere. Once you've done this, leave it about 10 minutes. And then for the next step. So you just monitor throughout. I'll just add another couple of drops of resin in now. Screw back in. It's actually not looking too bad, so we'll wait another 10 minutes, and then the final step is you pull it off, and then there's a curing strip, so you put another drip over the crack itself. Put a clear plastic curing strip over there, and the sun actually cures it through UV, and then you just get a scraper and just scrape it off, and then that's the repair and seal done. Like I said, I've done it on the Jeep before and it worked pretty good, and that one was like, the Jeep's windscreen is obviously, you know, vertical, so every time you go past, you know, anything, like a grain of sand cracks your windscreen. So I was quite surprised that this actually got it, especially this side, because usually they're the driver's side. But yeah, be back in another 10 minutes and we'll go from there. So we've waited our time now, so we'll just break it and pull it off. So you screw off the back one. Before it runs the whole way down the window, you grab one more drop. There we go. Curing strip. And then the final step is you just basically wait for that to dry off, paint, razor blade it off, which comes in the kit, and go from there. So that's curing now. You can see the initial split, if I can get the camera lined up. So the initial crack was up at the top end, sort of here, if it's clear enough. So you can see a slight crack now rather than the bullseye. But yeah, we'll leave that now for... This is the long bit. We'll come back later. And this is the final stage now, so we've just gone for a swim and come back. So it comes with a razor blade. You just get the curing panel, lift it up. I'm actually only going to scrape off a little bit of the excess which you can see slowly coming up like that. So it's come up pretty good. Just get the last of that excess drip that was there off. So, once again, if you can see it, you can see, try and focus a little bit clearer, you can see it there, it's now smooth, and it's also, the crack is no longer there. So small wins. While I'm at this as well, I'll just clarify, so I'm not endorsed by any brands or anything like that. I'm just using a product that I've found that works in the past. So I literally have no endorsements. So if I say something, I'm not getting paid to say it. It's just the product that I'm using at the moment. Thought you guys might be interested. On the next episode of Guesty's Adventures, we'll continue our trip to the north into the Bungle Bungles before we head to Kununurra and then turn to the Coral Coast.